fans of Tony Muskett, what have you made of his spring, and what did you think of the way he played today?
Yeah, his spring has been really, really good. From getting here in January, command leadership in the locker room, integrating himself in the locker room, guys migrating to him in the locker room, getting guys together on the weekends to start preparing before spring practice on their own. Just that leadership he's brought. And then spring practice has been a continual progression for him. He's been very, very active with the football in spring practice. He's had really good command of the offense. You saw today here, make some plays for us. The nice throw to JR down the field on the post. I'm saying intermediate, short, deep. He's been really, really good throwing the ball for us. So it's really exciting, and the guys outside are making plays for him.
Yes, to hear the ovation that Mike got after his first carry, and then the reaction of the crowd and his teammates after his touchdown. What did that mean to you?
It just brought chills, because to be a part of what took place and to see his progression daily, and see how the guys have rallied around him, and just as a team, early in spring, he didn't practice, then he started to practice. Did no contact, and then he wanted to get contact, so we just integrated him in the spring. He just kept building and building throughout the spring, and to culminate it the way he did today, man, it's like a script that was written out. It's awesome.
Des, with Tony Muskett, has he shown the ability to throw the deep ball like he did on that pass?
Yes, he has. We made a point of emphasis this spring of pushing the ball down the field, giving guys opportunities to make plays. And one thing we talked about offensively all spring is just being a playmaker, having a playmaker's mentality. And that's all guys, whether you're O-lineman, skill player, whatever, we're making these plays. We will be determined to make these plays, and the guys have done a good job with that.
Does something after the tragedy at Virginia Tech, the guys talked about almost feeling guilty about having joy in something like football, and that was a process.
Yeah.
This group showed some joy, I thought, out there today.
Yes.
Has that been a process to get back to the fun part?
When going through, we all talk about with the team is, we're going to honor and move forward. We're not moving on. We're moving forward as a program. And to move forward is love, is joy, is passion, is appreciation. And that's what the guys have brought to them daily.
Anthony Colandrea didn't look like a freshman on his first reps.
No.
Oh, what kind of stood out about him this spring and what he's been bringing on?
What you guys have seen is him. And that's the thing that attracted to us in the recruiting process. Just it's something, they say that it factor, right? Because he's undersized to prototypical standards, right? But he has a really good arm. He has a really good football understanding of IQ, and he's hungry. He's a football junkie. He's in the meeting rooms. He's watching tape. He sends us a text at night, hey, I want the practice script for tomorrow so he can get ready for the next day's practice. So, and Tony's wired that way. So to have those guys like that wired that way as a coach, you love that. You love that because now they become a true extension of you out on the field. They can communicate back and forth and tell what we're seeing, and we're building trust amongst each other that what they say to us, we believe it because they're working with us. And that's been really good.
Wide receiver wise, do you feel pretty good coming out of the spring with where you're at with JR?
Yeah,
and
I do.
Malachi?
I do. And the play JR made on the big touchdown, that's the growth we've seen this spring. And now the charge to him is to continue throughout the summer in the weight room, continue to get stronger, the whole team condition-wise so we can play with more tempo. Obviously today, where our numbers were, we had to kind of be strategic in how we did some stuff. But, if he continues that progression with him and Malachi had a tremendous spring. Great addition with Malik Washington. Demick has started to grow and come along. You saw Jaden Gibson's benefited from being here as an early enrollee, to be a contributor for us. And then we have 3 more freshmen coming in the wide receiver room. You see them out there today, and it's like, oh crap, I forgot how long they are, with those wideouts coming in here. So we get them going this summer and see who can help us in the fall. And hopefully we got us a good 7 to 8 guys that we can play along with the tight end room.
Yes, we've learned over the years not to read too much into spring game performances, but is Greasy a guy who could carve out some kind of role on the team,
Yes.
on special teams or offense?
Absolutely. Definitely a special teams guy. And Greasy's 220 pounds. He's done a good job taking care of the football during spring practice. So if we know football is a physical game. Running backs get hit every play. Unfortunately, you don't want to have somebody's gonna get nicked up, right, during the course of the season. So we have belief in Greasy that if we get to that point, he can go in there and play for us.
Des, I know you don't have necessarily the starting 5 linemen
Correct.
together in this game, but
Yeah.
what did you think of the protection, and is that still a
Yeah.
concern?
No, we've improved. Not there yet, but we've improved, right? And you know, today was really the first time that a lot of those guys worked together because we've been healthy enough throughout the spring and like last spring to where we can work 2 groups and that group can work together. So today, you know, we had Bowley and Furnish and Uganda going with, we call them Big Country, Noah Demerit and Snoop. That's not a normal rotation. So early on there with Tony, there was some stuff, but it's good to get that on film and guys can learn from it.
Thinking back now over spring, where do you feel like this team has made the most strides on this side of the ball? Where do you want to see them focus on moving forward?
You know, I think we got better at in our run blocking combinations to give our backs a chance. We talk about don't allow any free hitters at the line of scrimmage. If we can do that, you know, our guys are running downhill hard enough that we can be efficient running the ball. And then from there, you know, with our play action passes, what you saw there with the touchdown to JR, it all complements itself. So I think you've seen the progression is just coming together. Like all 11 guys are working together, you know. Eliminating mental errors and fundamental stuff is getting cleaned up. And a lot of that's their ownership. The guys are taking ownership in that, and they're starting to see the fruits of their labor. And, you know, so it's a good 15 practices, you know, 4.5 weeks of spring. But we just raised the floor. We haven't reached the ceiling. We got to keep working. You know, we raised the floor. We got to keep working to push it to the ceiling.
I was going to ask, if you guys can hit the deep ball more consistently, will it open up things in the running game?
Yeah, it will. And, you know, and we talk about to the guys like super explosive plays, right? Runs over 10, passes over 16. Then we talk about super explosive plays, like plays over 20 yards. But taking those super explosives and converting them into touchdowns is demoralizing to the defense. You know, the stat you don't like is we had several high number of super explosives last year that didn't turn into touchdowns. You know, 2 particularly against in the Miami game. You know, so those turns into points, demoralizing to the defense. Momentum swift and changes, and then it gets us ahead of things, and you know, we can be efficient running the ball and pick our spots to throw it.
Jackie, I'm sorry, we'll get last questions from Jackie and Mike.
How come the quarterbacks, none of them live? Sometimes we've seen, you know.
Yeah, just because, you know, them guys have done a great job all spring. You know, last thing you want to do is one of them get hurt on the last practice. And not, you know, I think we've been pretty healthy throughout the spring, which is a blessing. You know, and that's been a change. You know, the guys attack the weight room, so they're getting more girth to them. Because we practice physical now. We got after them pretty hard. They responded well this spring, and to come out of this thing healthy is a blessing. So.
Just kind of your thoughts on that running back room. That competition looks pretty tight.
Yeah, you see it out there. You can see like Xavier there at the end. He made a run, broke a tackle that last year he would have got tackled. So you see the growth there. His is more the physical development of him and the confidence. You know, he probably shouldn't have played last year, but he had to play. You know, so it's going to pay off for him moving forward. You know, I can't say enough about Mike. You know, Parrish. You know, again, played a lot last year, and the weight room development with our strength and conditioning staff, it's all benefiting those guys, and they're able to stay fresh because we got enough of them that can rotate them even in the practice. They stay fresh. So if you're out there 5, 6, 7 plays, you should be able to give us all you got. The next guy comes, give us all you got, and keep it rolling. So.
Before you leave, can you explain why Jack Hardy played